Hello, everybody. This is Listening Lotus coming back to you with another reading. Thank you guys so much for all your likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions. I'm super duper. I'm just grateful. Like, thank y'all so much. Um, for even giving me the time of day. Okay, I'm ecstatic. I'm grateful. I just really appreciate that messages are getting to you guys that you need, and me also fulfilling my purpose for helping you guys and doing what I can when I can. Um, Hope everybody is taking good care of themselves. Like I said before, drinking your water, definitely getting outside, getting your fresh air as much as possible. Doing all the things that you can to keep yourself as spiritually aligned, both mentally and physically and spiritually, to keep yourself, going, especially in these times, being as present and as aware of your, not only your surroundings, but how your surroundings and your environment is accepting, is affecting yourself. So we're just going to jump right in and see what's going on. Okay. First card is, it says break the soul contract. Some bonds are meant for growth, not forever. When the lessons end, the contract dissolves. You are free to walk away. So even in this instance, right, because looking in this card or whatever, this person is probably a little bit melancholy in their feelings about what is happening as far as having to release certain bonds in order for you to grow. And it's really just having that deep understanding of knowing that everybody can't come with you. Oh, I hate that glare. But just understanding that everybody can't come with you, and it's okay for people to grow apart, and understand that, it can also be done in a healthy way. You know, some people literally just come in your life for only just like a season or literally just a lesson. And once you get that lesson, then it's time for you guys to disperse. Um, the next card is own your past. You can't rewrite the past, but you can change how it shapes you. Embrace your choices and let them become your wisdom. So, a lot of learning. Even in this card, you can see where there's like so many different multitude of, I want to say, different personalities of this person that they're like coming to grips with, and not only that, owning your shadow work. Like, this is a lot of shadow work. Somebody came into a realization about how they once used to do things, and understanding that they can't do those same things moving forward. And it requires a new sense of self. It requires a new version of you that you ultimately want to be. You don't want to be the same way all the time, because that way you're kind of in a sense of stagnation where there's something that you're not learning or you're not getting in order for you to progress forward to the next part of your journey. So always to be mindful about that. But most importantly, own the things that you have went through, good, bad, or indifferent. Own your past and understanding that everything happened for a reason. Literally, it was for your highest good, and it was by design, whether you intend to look at it that way or not. Because some things or some people, places, or things literally come in our life to simply trigger us, and that literally was the purpose of that person, to come in and trigger you, to give you a bit of a nudge, or um, to provoke growth in a space where maybe you were comfortable and you felt like certain changes or things simply didn't need to happen, but we're here. So let's go ahead, keep on going. I like it though. Is there anything else? Because that in itself is a mouthful. Like, somebody is really understanding that where they how they once used to be or how they once used to do things, like you simply can no longer. And it's almost getting to the point now where you may be trying to do some of the exact same things, and maybe you at one point were getting progress from doing these things, but now it's like I'm doing the same stuff and I'm not getting the same results, therefore I need to switch up the formula in order to produce new results, that best work in my favor. And the reason why I say that, it says clear entangled karma. Every relationship holds lessons. Break free from karmic ties that no longer serve you growth. Okay, so let's just put that out there. Okay, because between all of this, somebody, especially with this first card, somebody is really in their head. Never know who I'm talking to. Okay, so hey, do with that what you will. If it resonates, great. If not, go on to somebody else. But I'm not going to put it on just people because it's not always people. It could literally be an environment, it could be a place, um, something. Okay, because, or it could even be just a relationship that you have with yourself a lot of times, right? But with you, excuse me, shedding a lot of the past, first owning it, okay, but shedding the layers and understanding that on this new path and this new journey that you are embarking on, like nothing from the old can come. Okay. Completely need to revamp, completely need to rewire, completely need to reconstruct how you're moving about throughout your journey. Okay. Fill in the blank as to what these things are specifically for you. But holding on to people that have already came into your life and showed you the lesson and you're still wanting to hold on to them, can possibly potentially do you a disservice in the long run. Okay, literally a lot of this is getting rid of certain relationships or certain attachments that you have to things that are simply not getting you ultimately the results to where you wanted to go in the end. Okay. At the end of the day, everybody has a certain personal navigational system to how they want to go and end up to a certain point in their journey, right? I want to start off here. This is the plan how to get there, and boom, I'm here. However, along that path, right, as you're weaving through, okay, just like this snake, as you're weaving through and going about, you are going to succumb some things, and you're also going to, at this point, look at it like a necessary. I like to use shedding, but in a sense, this would be considered a sacrifice. Not all sacrifices are negative, okay? Sacrificing your old self and understanding that, hey, this was once how I was, but I no longer can be this way. I have to change certain things about my mindset because a lot of this could be more internal than external. I do feel like there was some shedding of some actual people, some actual environments, some places and things. And the reason why I say environment is because in both of these cards, we literally have where it's like you're outside, you're outdoors. Okay. Whether if that's being in, well, they're both out in nature. Okay. Um, and with that too, with this break the soul contract, right? Um, having lingering people around you that even at this point, whoever I'm speaking to, you even know that some of the people that you are holding on to are not to your best benefit. Let's just say that. Okay. They're not to your best benefit, but you're holding on to them or you're clinging on to them for dear life just so you can kind of still hold on to your older self or a version of yourself that you once are was so comfortable being or doing. And now it's like, even though you know that it's not beneficial for you, you're caught between this push and pull, whether if it's mentally and versus your heart or whatnot, but you're having this constant push and pull when there's a lot of clearing that is being happen. I mean, that is happening one way or another. And to the point now, it's like the clearing is going to continue to happen until everybody that is around you that needs to be removed is removed. And until it is done in its totality, it could potentially stagnate some of your other goals and things that you're focusing on outside of what's going on um, mentally, because this is a lot of air energy too. Okay. But really, not especially with this owning your past, not only to own it, but to really accept it, accept what happened, when it happened, how it happened. Um, and even when you go down memory lane, everything wasn't always in vain, everything wasn't always negative. I think this where this person is at, whoever I'm speaking to, the things that you are even replaying in and rehashing in your mental regarding the past is a lot more of the things that happened to you and more of the negative sense, right? But it wasn't all bad. So you need to focus on more of the positive attributes. And in doing so will make it easier for you to clear, the karma. But yes, being entangled or intertwined with people who literally were just supposed to come in and provide a lesson for you, and now that you've gotten that lesson, you're still holding on to them. Because the biggest of it that I feel a lot of times where people tend to get, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm always looking for a damn word. Um, tend to get confused, right? Say somebody comes in as an example and they trigger you in a sense that provoked growth. They've fulfilled their contract. Okay. Now it's up to you to move forward with new, fresh, invigorating energy. And a lot of times that may mean leaving certain people to the wayside. But where people get caught up in that throughout that process is making excuses in a sense. Let's just keep it a buck, okay? You be sitting up there in your head like being selfish in a sense and not being selfish to the point where it's for your benefit. You think it's for your benefit, but it's not. And what I mean by that is, say it's you and an ex-lover, and that doesn't necessarily mean okay, you learned a lesson from that relationship. Y'all supposed to go y'all separate ways. But for some reason, and the only reason why I'm putting it on whoever I'm speaking to initially, you are the one that's keeping the driving force of that relationship going, because you're probably the one that's doing more of the reaching out. You're the one that is um, prolonging the process in a sense. Okay. Say y'all have periods where y'all haven't heard and talked to each other in months, but for some reason, around certain times of the year or certain seasons, or maybe y'all birthdays come up, or et cetera, et cetera. And it's like clockwork. You guys just kind of like jump back into it, even if it's just communicating, just saying simply, hey, happy birthday, whatever. And you might think that those things that I'm saying as an example is something small, like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But even in the sense of you giving that energy to that or putting energy into that relationship still by simply just even reaching back out saying, oh, hey, how you been doing, or whatever the case may be, doesn't have to be bad, doesn't have to be like some crazy shit that happened, but just simply let everything just gradually and just naturally take its course. Y'all don't have to be buddy buddy, you don't have to be friends and stuff. It's just simply what is, right? And that may be a part of the reason why it's taking whoever I'm speaking to a little bit longer because they're keeping their past present by allowing some of the past places and present, some of the past places and environments and things to consume you by still initiating. You're doing the initiating where you're going to these places, knowing that these places, and this is just an example, like you're going to go to a certain coffee shop that you know that you and your ex used to go to. And subconsciously, whether you're thinking about it or not at the forefront, to an extent, every time you go to that coffee shop, because that is maybe have been one of a shared memory of you two, you may glance and think about it, and that way it still perpetuates the cycle, keeping it at the forefront where it's like, dang, it's a passing thought, but it's such of a passing thought to the point it's excessive now because you're doing the initiating by going. Like you could have went to several other coffee shops, and this is just an example. Okay, fill in the blank as you will, but things like that, like, hey, break that soul contract by simply acknowledging, like, oh yeah, this is a place that we used to go and get coffee together or whatever. And you're like, okay, well, I'll just change it up. Let me go find a new coffee place to go to, right? Doesn't make that coffee shop bad. I want to reiterate that because I think that is the biggest part of why somebody is feeling a little bit stuck or a little bit torn, because they may be looking at even some of the good parts as far as the past and some of the attributes about certain people, places, and things. And all of that stuff very much well can be true. However, we still need to revamp, we still need to reconstruct, we still need to refreshen the energy. Okay, we need, in order for you to receive something new, you need to get rid of the old. Okay, so let's see what can help with this, because leave they ass alone. Okay, simple as that. Leaving people, places, and things alone, because there are definitely things that are, even in this clearing the entangled karma, that damn glare again, there are things behind, this bright light and stuff from the sun. There are things on the horizon that are coming to you, for you, but you're so focused on this little leaf here. Okay, and how this leaf used to meant to you and stuff like that. You're holding on to things that have already gave you the lesson that you needed out of that situation. Okay, let the karmic ties go. Understand that they serve their purpose. You appreciate them. Okay, there's no bad blood. We appreciate what they did. Thank you. You gave me a sense of awakening, if you will. However, okay, in order for me to get to the next step, Sarnar. Okay, let's see. I'm laughing, but I'm serious. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else? Okay. Oh yes. Okay. I'm gonna take them all. Okay. Let's let's get the first one. Somebody looking for closure. Okay. You can get closure without having certain conversations and stuff with people. Sometimes it's an internal closure. Okay. If it is an external closure and you need to have one more conversation with these said people, places, and things, I don't really think that that's what these cards are relaying the message for you to do. Okay. Because somebody is already having a mental stagnation, if you will. And I do feel like, especially if there are people that we are referring to, one more conversation is literally like prolonging the process. It's just like, fuck the dumb shit. Okay. Leave their ass alone. Simple as that. Okay. If anything, it's doing more mental closure. This could be more closure of you simply just owning the past. I think that's where this closure comes from. Okay, so I'm gonna put that right there because yeah. Most importantly, we have black tourmaline. Okay, awesome, awesome crystal between both of these. Okay, getting grounded and definitely beef up on your protection because some of this may also could potentially be like psychic attacks where somebody is sending out something that it is causing you to rehash and replay things from the past, and you're probably in your head wondering like if you're making the right decisions about certain stuff, or just really a lot of extra air energy that isn't needed. So protect yourself at all costs, and allow yourself to breathe. So that's one. Then we have pink tourmaline. Okay, that damn glare. I'm telling you, I'm gonna figure it out one of these days, y'all. It reads at the bottom because I know it's a little. There we go. It says, "Just for today, I will be kind to all living things." So I'm gonna put that near clearing the entangled karma because even in this card, enjoying the little things. Okay, I know you can't see well, but oh, there we go. This is a leaf that this man is holding, and he's like enjoying it, like being present in nature and being like, oh, okay, this is a leaf, and probably going in depth to the point of like understanding or looking at the lines in the leaf, the ripples in the leaf. Where did the leaf come from? I wonder which tree it came from. Just kind of like really having fun with it. But then we have is selenite. Okay, clean, clear. I'm gonna say clean, clean and clear your energy. Okay, the closure that you're looking for, I'm pretty sure after you clean and clear your energy, you're not gonna be looking for that shit. I can almost like this is literally a lot of protecting yourself, um, especially with this black tourmaline, smoky quartz, and then we have the selenite, yeah. And with you clearing your energy, you can recharge. Okay, with the sunstone. Every last one of these are great to have. Okay. So, regardless of what they're saying on the card, some of these I would actively advise you guys to actually go to the metaphysical store and grab. Oh, we got the glare again. Okay. Well, at least you can actually read the word. That works for me. Okay. And then last but not least, we have Flint. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. Okay. So, I'll make sure y'all can see. Okay, that's good. It's the glare. Let's see. Does that make it? Oh, no, because then y'all can't see the other cards. Oh, how about that? Oh, that's a little better. Okay. Took a little personal intermission. All right, well, that works. Yes. So, selenite, definitely clearing your energy. Um, Beefing up on your protection and stuff. Um, Really heavy. And I'm saying that because it's really saying, and I'm gonna just put it out there, it's really giving off like because you're not, I don't even want to say processing, because you are allowing lingering effects in a sense by allowing certain people, places, and things to still be around you. It is causing your mental to fight against your spiritual because it's like no different from when your head and heart are at war. Okay, like your spiritual practices or beliefs or whatnot are like, what are you doing? But your head is like kind of in the clouds. Your spiritual practices are like, we need to be protecting ourselves right now. We need to literally be cleaning and clearing our energy so that we can move forward. Let's get forward and move on things. but you're so focused on rehashing and replaying the past and holding on to people, places, and things that simply you've already you've already reached. The lesson has already happened. Whatever lesson you need to get, it's already happened. It's already passed. Whoever I'm speaking to, you're well aware of certain things that you need to break free from, but you're having more of a mental time right now where you're just really in your head. And the closure that you think that you need, I can guarantee you, okay, it's more of an internal thing. It's not you seeking outwardly, but simply going inward. Okay. And in doing so, definitely beef up on your protection and keeping your energy as clear as possible because that's how you're going to be able to recharge with this sunstone, whether you have actual sunstone or not. But when you kind of dispel or repel some of those extra thoughts, you'll be able to think a little more clearly and be a lot more focused about futurist and futuristic thinking and like the things that you want to see moving forward and the people and places and things that you want to have around you and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So most importantly, definitely, because at this point, like you're really doing yourself a disservice. Whoever I'm speaking to, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to literally accept whatever choices that you made, however you did things, when you did things, embrace it all. Nobody, not none of us are perfect. Okay, we're not going to always get everything right. We're not going to always succeed in a sense to everything. But the importance of it is embracing whatever the outcome was and accepting that said outcome and then moving on from there. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Let me pull. Uh-oh. I'm dropping stuff, y'all. I apologize. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Because maybe, and not only that, let's keep it a buck. Some of the things that you are thinking about and how you're rehashing and replaying them over and stuff like that, if somebody is sending a psychic attack to you, um, you're allowing it to work because you're feeding into the narratives, whatever they're putting out. You're allowing it to work by not beefing up on your protection and clearing your energy, allowing yourself to personally recharge. Go outside. Most importantly, take your ass outside. Okay. Yeah. And being mindful of the things that you speak. Because I think a lot of it's a lot of carelessness in these cards. It's a lot of carelessness as far as whoever I'm speaking to. You're so much in your head, you're saying and doing and just you waffling too much, baby, whoever this is. Okay. Like really get a hold of yourself. Don't worry, it's gonna be all right. And a lot of times when all of this comes up, especially if the person is in their head a lot, it's because there is a good fear of you kind of like having to step out there in the unknown and you don't necessarily know how things are going to work out. And I do feel like because it's so much newness that you have to walk into it when you repel or clear all these older people, places, and things in order for you to grow, it's scary to the point that because you don't necessarily know how things are, you don't have a baseline, you're clinging on to anything at this point. It's like, oh, let me, try to latch on to said person or said place or said thing to get some type of quick relief or sense of comfort when that's not necessarily what you need to be doing right now. Okay. Growth can seem scary, but that you can ask anybody, okay, including yourself. This isn't your first rodeo. There's been many times where we have felt like we were damn near about to shit ourselves, okay? Excuse my French. We felt like you was about to shit yourself and everything ended up turning out fine. That Lil Wayne song, I don't know what the name of it is called, but I know it went viral where it was like, let it all work out. That's pretty much what I'm hearing. Let all of this play out, okay? But most importantly, don't stagnate yourself by clinging on to just anything from the past because it feels comfortable or comforting at the moment when it's stagnating your it's not it's hindering you from the ultimate growth that you aspire to get to. You've gotten to a certain point and now it's like you're just choosing to be stuck here. When it's like, no, clear some of this. Clear it. Take your baths. Okay. Put the salt in your pocket. Put the salt at your door. Spray yourself down. Do what you got to do. Okay. However you need to do it. But you need to do it. Clear this. Clear it. Okay. Now, we got, I'm going to flip it over. It says, always do your best. Do your best because you want to. The card reads, you do your best when you are enjoying the action or doing it in a way that will not have negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. Not because you are trying to please the judge and not because you are trying to please other people. So some of this could be simply, I don't want to say the person, one of y'all, somebody is scared, but maybe that's it. Some of y'all are scared of, like I just said, the outcome of how things are going to look on the other side. You're getting ahead of yourself when you need to just focus on cleaning your energy and clearing out any clutter, whether if that's mental clutter, physical clutter, spiritual clutter, it's all got to go. Okay. This is a huge realignment going on. And it also says to don't make assumptions. Be yourself around others, no matter what. Okay. The biggest assumption that humans make is that everyone sees life the way we do. We assume that others think the way we think, feel the way we feel, judge the way we judge, and abuse the way we abuse. We are afraid to be ourselves around others because we think others will judge us, victimize us, abuse us, and blame us as we do ourselves. And this is the reason why I'm put this up here. This card in particular is the reason why I was saying that somebody, whoever I'm speaking to, because I don't know who I'm speaking to, but somebody is having, I feel like a lot of this is more mental than anything. And because it's mental, okay, this is the reason why you need to do the necessary work to clear your energy. Okay. If you don't have selenite, definitely get some selenite. Okay. Mine is in my windowsill right now as we speak because it's important. Um, but you're so in your head. It's almost like how some people, and that's the reason why I'm saying like it's so much air energy, okay? So much air energy going on in these cards to the point where somebody's in their head so much you're trying to almost put the cart before the horse. You're trying to um what's the word I'm looking for? I'm telling you, always look for a word. But it's like somebody is in their head so much you're trying to anticipate how things or people or places are going to go about. Somebody's scared. I'm going to just put it out there. Somebody's scared. Somebody is scared of not only their own growth and how far and the potential that they have to go, and they realize that, oh shit, it can really happen. And I think that new realization has become a little bit scary, and so you're clinging on to anything for comfort and stuff temporarily. But we got to go through this. Okay, you can do this. But most importantly, with that card, right, um because you're doing all these assumptions, I do feel like if there is some closure or one last conversations, or you needing to tell people one more time, I'll talk to you in another lifetime, or whatever the case may be, you're anticipating how the other person is going to feel, or simply be, you're in your head too much about the outcome and trying to control the narrative as to how things can play out, when that's not what you should be doing at all. This is a lot of you going inward and doing some internal, hey, clearing. There we go. Put that down there. Doing some internal clearing. Ooh, that's a lot better. Okay, that works. A lot of internal clearing. Seriously. Okay. Getting your mind right for this next shift, this next phase, this next part of your journey. And owning where you came. Okay. Some people are really embarrassed about how they grew up, where they came from, how they was growing up, and all the things or whatever. And you know, we all have our level of insecurities, right? So we're never going to negate that. But don't negate it to the point that it's preventing you from being full blown you. Like literally, one of these cards was saying, just be yourself. Yeah, do your best because you want to. I think it was this one. Yeah, be yourself around others, and being yourself around others unapologetically. Okay. Lastly, it says, regardless of what language you speak, your intent will manifest through words. What you dream, what you feel, and what you really are will be manifested through words. Okay. It says, be impeccable with your words, manifest with intention. So if you've been BSing lately, okay, it's time to shit or get off the pot, as the old folks would say. Okay. Do with that what you will, but it's time to shit or get off the pot. If you say that you want X, Y, and Z, and you know that holding on to these things is preventing your growth, and you know that you need to remove them, and then you need to also come in with new, fresh ideas and new, fresh energy where you're feeling recharged so that you can move forward, then that's simply what you need to do. And a lot of times, I think, and it needs to be said, right? Because when you're in this phase of out with the old, in with the new, a lot of times a it comes with a solidarity period. It comes with a period where you may just be by yourself for a while. And I think that's another reason why this card came out first, where somebody is like, they don't want to be alone. They don't want to be in their journey alone, um, for a period of time. Didn't say it was going to be forever, but you're like clinging on to things just so that you can feel alive in a sense, when that's not what you should be doing. Simple as that. And you're causing yourself more mental anguish by not being accepting of the different versions of you from your past. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you still by yourself in these cards. Okay? It's just we trying to get you to this point where you're embracing that you've allowed things to simply be, you've let them go, the things that weren't working for you, and you're present and you're more involved. You understood the lessons, okay? And now that you are more on the recharge side of things, you're like, hey, you know what? I very much well can have everything that I want. And I will have everything that I want. And I'm also willing to put forth whatever work that is required, even if that means going through a certain phase or period of solitude. Because that's how important, whoever I'm speaking to is feeling so convicted about where they're going that they're willing to let the past go. I hope this resonated with whoever it needed to resonate with. Thank you guys so much again for all the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. I really do appreciate it. If you would like a personal reading, you can always go to the description of any of the videos. The link is there and available to you. Um, I should have an upcoming sale coming up towards maybe the end of this month if you want to stick around for that. But in the meantime, in between time, take good care of yourself, take care of your mental, okay? Protect yourself, drink your water, definitely go outside. I strongly encourage whoever I'm speaking to going outside because it's so much air energy and just allowing that wind to kind of like breeze past your ears at this point, it's going to do wonders for you. Or not only that, even adhering to maybe certain messages and stuff that may stick out to you from certain animals or things that you may simply just see from being out there in the wild, or just outdoors period. So, and being present enough to actually see those messages come to you and being able to interpret them. But yes, in the meantime, in between time, you guys take good care of yourselves, and until next time, I will talk to you.